My dear listener, something extraordinary is unfolding in this very moment. There is a stirring in the spiritual realm, a message carried by unseen hands meant specifically for you. I do not say this lightly. It is no coincidence that you are here now, hearing these words. You've been led to this message by divine design. There is a sacred truth you are about to receive, one that will not just inform you but transform you from the inside out. Take a breath and allow your heart to open. You may feel a sense of anticipation rising, a subtle knowing that something significant is about to be revealed. That is not your imagination. That is your spirit awakening to a truth it has long sensed, but never fully understood. This truth has been waiting for you, wrapped in silence, concealed behind veils of fear and pain. There is someone in your life who holds a special place in your heart. You care for them deeply, more than words can express. Your connection to them is not by chance. It's rooted in something sacred, perhaps even karmic or divine. And yet, for all the love and care you've given, something between you feels slightly out of sync, as if an invisible barrier has existed, keeping your hearts from fully merging. You've felt this distance before, maybe in the pauses between conversations, in the way they sometimes avoid your eyes, or in the quiet hesitations when you're seeking closeness. These moments may have left you confused, questioning yourself, wondering what you've done wrong. But I am here to tell you, none of it is your fault. This space between you is not born from your shortcomings, but from something much deeper within them. They've been carrying something heavy, something painful. It's not a small thing, not a fleeting moment or a simple misunderstanding. It's a secret so profound that it has shaped their very identity. This secret is a core part of who they are, yet it has never been spoken aloud. It has never seen the light of day. Not with you, not with anyone. Imagine, if you can, the emotional weight of carrying a truth so intimate that it becomes a part of your daily breath, yet too terrifying to share. This person you care for has been living with that burden, silently and alone. You've seen the signs, the subtle sadness in their smile, the quick deflections when you get too close, the unspoken grief that lives in their eyes. These are echoes of the secret they've held close for so long. This truth they carry has impacted everything: how they speak, how they love, how they walk through life. It has influenced their choices, shaped their beliefs about themselves and the world around them. And it has inevitably affected your relationship. Whether you realize it or not, the ripple effect of their pain has touched your life too. You've likely been puzzled by their behavior, confused by their shifts in mood or affection. There may have been moments when you felt rejected, when their withdrawal left you feeling unworthy or unloved. But understand this: their distance was never about your worth. It was a reflection of their inner turmoil, the war they've been fighting behind the scenes. They didn't push you away because they didn't love you. They did it because they were afraid you'd see the truth and not stay. This fear has roots in shame, a shame so deep it convinced them they were unworthy of understanding or compassion. Shame doesn't whisper. It screams lies into our souls, telling us we're too broken, too flawed, too unlovable. This person has built walls around themselves, not to keep you out, but to protect themselves from the imagined pain of being truly seen and possibly rejected. The secret they hold has been buried beneath layers of silence and fear. They've never told anyone, not family, not friends, not even you, the one they love most. This truth isn't trivial. It's not a mistake or a passing regret. It is tied to their identity, to a part of their life that they've tried desperately to forget or deny. And because they've kept it so tightly guarded, they've never received the healing that comes from being known and accepted. When I first became aware of the magnitude of what they were carrying, It left me breathless, not only because of its emotional weight, but because I could feel the pain it had caused, not just to them, but to you as well. This secret has silently steered your connection. It's why certain things never made sense, why closeness always seemed just out of reach. But now, the truth wants to be seen. I know your heart may be trembling with curiosity, perhaps even anxiety. You want to know what it is. You want clarity, answers, understanding. And I promise you, it's coming. But before the truth is spoken aloud, your heart must be prepared. This is not just about hearing facts. It's about being emotionally ready to receive something that may alter your perspective forever. And yet you are ready. I believe that. Because you are here now, listening, open, compassionate, and strong. The divine has chosen this moment for you not by accident, but by intention. You are not just a bystander in this story. You are a vessel for healing, for truth, and for love. When the moment of revelation comes, you will not shrink back. You will rise with grace, because your soul has been prepared for this. So, stay present, stay open. Let your heart remain tender, not just for their sake, but for yours. This secret is not here to destroy your connection. It is here to rebuild it on the foundation of truth. You are being invited into the most sacred part of someone's soul. And when that trust is extended to you, know that it is one of the greatest honors love can offer. They have lived in quiet agony, holding inside them a truth they never dared to speak aloud. From the outside, they may seem composed, smiling in photos, laughing with friends, moving through the world with practiced ease. But behind their eyes lives a wound, one they've carried alone for far too long. This wound didn't appear overnight. It formed through years of fear, rejection, and silence, until it became a part of who they believed they were. In their earliest memories, there may have been moments when this truth tried to surface, when they felt it rising within them, begging to be seen. But every time they reached for words, shame answered first. Perhaps they were told, directly or indirectly, that this part of themselves was wrong. Or maybe they just sensed it, in the judgmental glances, in the unspoken rules of the home they grew up in the way others around them were treated for being different. The message was clear. Don't show this part of yourself. Bury it. Lock it away. So they did. They learned to live a divided life, one for the world to see, and another tucked away in the deepest corners of their soul. The cost of that split was immense. To protect themselves from rejection, they rejected themselves first. And that rejection took many forms. Self-criticism, fear of intimacy, difficulty trusting others, and an ongoing ache they couldn't explain. There were moments when they tried to forget, to pretend that the truth wasn't there. They threw themselves into work, relationships, hobbies, anything that could serve as a distraction. But no matter how busy they kept themselves, the truth never left. It was always just beneath the surface, silently influencing their thoughts, their fears, and the walls they built around their heart. They became experts at deflection. If someone got too close, they'd pull away. If a conversation came near the edges of their truth, they'd change the subject. It wasn't out of malice or manipulation. It was pure survival. Letting someone in meant risking everything: love, acceptance, even their sense of safety. They didn't believe anyone could know this truth and still choose to stay. And then you came along. Something about you felt different. You listened with your whole heart. You asked questions that no one else asked. You saw through their defenses in ways that frightened and comforted them at once. For the first time, they considered the possibility that someone might actually hold their truth with care. That maybe they didn't have to carry it alone anymore. But fear is persistent. Just when they started to believe it might be safe, the old voices returned, louder, more urgent. Don't tell them. You'll lose everything. They'll leave you. They'll never look at you the same. These thoughts haunted them in the quiet hours, echoing in the silence between your conversations. So they hesitated. They stayed silent. Not because they didn't trust you, but because they were still learning how to trust themselves. Their secret has weighed on them every day. It shaped how they saw their reflection in the mirror, how they spoke about their past, how they thought about their future. It even influenced how they loved you, guardedly, cautiously, always holding back a piece of themselves. But their love for you never stopped growing. It is that love, more than anything, that has brought them to this crossroads. They are tired. Not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually. The energy it takes to hide is exhausting. And more than anything, they want to be free. Not just for themselves, but for you. They want to show up in this connection fully and honestly with nothing left in the shadows. Because they know you deserve the whole truth, not fragments. And they know they deserve to be loved as they are, not as they pretend to be. They've imagined the moment of telling you over and over again. They've rehearsed the words in their mind, rewritten the scene 1,000 times. Sometimes they imagined you turning away, your expression hardening with confusion or disappointment. Other times, they dared to dream that you might stay, that you might hold their hand and simply say, "Thank you for trusting me." What they need most now is not your solution, but your presence. Not your fixing, but your holding. To share something so deeply personal requires a level of courage few understand. It is an act of profound vulnerability, a leap into the unknown. And they are finally ready to take that leap, not because the fear is gone, but because love is stronger. If you've felt a shift recently, sensed that something was building beneath the surface, you weren't imagining it. Their soul has been preparing for this moment. Something within them has been breaking open, creating space for the truth to emerge. They're learning that healing doesn't come from hiding. It comes from being seen, being known, and being loved anyway. They may not know exactly how to begin. The words may come out haltingly, tangled in emotion. There may be tears, there may be silence. But when they speak, know that you are witnessing something sacred. You are being invited into a holy space, the center of someone's pain, yes, but also the birthplace of their freedom. Your response in that moment will matter more than you know. The look in your eyes, the softness of your voice, the way you hold their truth with gentleness. It will stay with them forever. Whether you embrace them or simply sit beside them in silence, your presence will tell them what shame never could, that they are worthy of love, exactly as they are. This is not the end of your story. In many ways, it's just the beginning. The truth, once spoken, will begin to heal the very wounds that silence created. And together, you'll begin to build something stronger, something rooted, not in pretense, but in honesty, compassion, and grace. And in that space, love will finally have room to breathe freely.